Tony, thank you so much. Folks, hey, hopefully you had a good Halloween and the wee munchkins didn't do the trick part and all the treats were delivered. And it is November 3rd, beginning of the month. Stats time. Send your stats to Tony. Any transactions, let him know about them. All right. And so here we go. We're going to go down the little rabbit hole of the Phoenix website. It's pbex.ca. So if you're looking from the outside in, pbex.ca. Member of the week, Cat Herd. And if you need to know what she does, click on the e-card and click on the video feed here. She does social media push, and she does also marketing. Bell's Corners Group, 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. That's us. That's now. Click here. East End is a meeting on Wednesday, 8 to 9. Click here. Thursday, South End Group, same deal. November 4th, that's this week. That's tomorrow. After Hours Group is meeting at 7 p.m. You're more than welcome to come on in as a Phoenix member. It's about accountability and staying on target with your goals. Penny Lee Prevost is hosting that group. East Trade Winds, that's every Tuesday from 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. Facebook Live Meditation Class with Tony, November 7th at 1:30. Get yourself a Zend. If not, you can always get sound bathed with Tony at November 26th at 7 p.m., either in person or online. Penny Lee's got Dance with Movement classes, NIA classes, and they're both online and in person. There is a potluck coming up, not online. It's in person. Bring food, November 14th, 6:30 p.m. South End group is meeting in person on November 27th. Directory information. Oh, here we go. The e-cards. Every member of Phoenix gets an e-card, and that's a good way to share your contact details. It makes it easy to share it. It takes away the friction of finding your cell phone or email address or your website. It's all in there. It's all embedded in one spot. So it's had 3,400 hits this year to date. Year to date business since 2016, not year to date, but since 2016, we've had over $4.9 million worth of business conducted between members. Year to date, it's $174,155 between members. And Canada Food Cupboard is our charity of choice. And I'm going to stop talking because Sam is going to share some information. Sam, over to you, sir.
Good morning, all you Phoenixers. I hope you had a good weekend. As I mentioned, my football team lost yesterday, so I'm not so happy. But hey, I played another season of football and turning 68 this year, so hey, I'm doing all right. Anyway, um, let's see, this year you're going to be changing your tires more than likely to winter tires in the next little while. If you don't, you might have some interesting sliding around in the winter. But we have some severe weather in this part of Canada, and the temperatures can get down to minus 20 degrees, probably into January, February. And if you don't have your antifreeze up to snuff, a good chance that your antifreeze can freeze actually in your car, and that can crack the engine block. Most engine blocks now are made of aluminum, and that can happen. To prevent that from happening, you either need a device like that or you need a mechanic to check your antifreeze ability for temperature. And this little device will do it. It's a quick job, provided provided the car is cold. You only do this when the car is cold, so don't expect drive into your see a mechanic and say, "Can you test my antifreeze?" No, not when the car is warm. So it's got to be cold, and this little device will work. If you want to, you can pick one up at any garage. Shouldn't say supply place, automobile supply place like Canadian Tire or parts stores or anything like that. They aren't very expensive, but something you definitely need to get checked come this winter. And if you don't, you could have some major engine problems. That's it for me. Back to you, Bernie.
Sam, thank you so much. And one of the things we're looking for are bed and breakfast operators. So if you know someone in that network, I have them reach out to Penny Lee. And I will do the fickle finger of fate as swinging around and going, hey, I'm going to start off with Carol Lee and then go to Shane. Carol Lee, over to you, ma'am.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a great weekend and lots of trick-or-treaters. I know the weather was a little un not favorable for the little ones, but hopefully you had some knocks on your door. I just wanted to share one stat that has recently been released since we last met. So nationally, we're a member of Food Banks Canada, and Food Banks Canada has just released their hunger count for 2025. And this stat is very alarming. It says in 2025, food banks visits reached nearly 2.2 million in a single month nationally. So that's kind of double what it used to be 5, 6 years ago. And, it's not just us here at the Canada Food Cupboard that are seeing record number of families needing help. We're seeing this obviously nationally as well. So just another, I guess, PSA to please think of your food banks, your local food banks when you're at the grocery store. If you can buy an extra box or two of pasta or cereal or pasta sauce, whatever it is, and put in the donation bins. I know it goes a long way. Here at the Canada Food Cupboard, we've wrapped up our big fundraiser that we had last week. So thanks to everybody at Phoenix Business Exchange for sharing that, and a huge thanks to Kat for putting in all the social pages. We did really well with that fundraiser. We raised $27,000 for our school snacks program. So again, thank you for supporting and sharing, and those LinkedIn posts and Facebook posts, they do go a long way. So thank you for that. So now we're in Christmas mode already. So we've launched our Christmas campaign. So that's the focus here at the Canada Food Cupboard. Thanks again to everyone. And again, don't forget your local food banks. Everybody needs extra help this time of the year. Have a great week.
Carly, thank you so much. Next quick prompt is Cat Heard. If you have, and as you just heard from Carly, social media message gets pushed out there, and that's one way to leverage the Phoenix space and all the different channels that are available. Shane, over to you, if possible, sir.
Hello. Oh, why?
Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are all feeling better. I know not everyone's our Jays fans, but that was a hard one. I think I watched that home plate out like 19 times. Make sure they got that call right. But either way, it was a good fun. But what it reminds me, I always talk about in sports is, in playoffs, it takes time and experience for people to go on. So like, you got to have a little bit of pain. You got to know how to gauge, when to go, when not to go in a base running, or in hockey, when to take a penalty, when to be engaged, when not to give up, and do those things. Well, the same thing happens in our workplace, right? Where we're doing ergonomics, right? Everyone's like, oh, I'm in pain right now. They get treated or whatever, or they change a little bit of things, they do exercise, and then they stop, right? When you stop doing that stuff, then things start to come back. And we often have these same habits of posture wise. And people are like, well, if I just strengthen my back or I just strengthen this, it'll change my posture. That doesn't happen. Posture is a habit. You have to keep those shoulders back, chest up, open angles at the legs to get that stuff working really well. So your posture after about 6 months, 6 months it takes to change posture on a regular basis of reminders. So 10-minute reminders every time your phone goes off, you change your posture, right? So just like our Blue Jays, we have to remember the things that worked for us. We have to continue those things because posture is a life cycle. It's not something that we do once and then it changes for life, okay? Everyone sees the older people that are crouched forward, their heads are forward, they're looking down at the ground, and it actually is a strain on their neck to actually look up because that's where they're going. So let's change that now where you have time and it's not structurally changed permanently to do things better, okay? So really change that posture on a habit thing, not just on a one-time pain is gone. Now I'm going to go back to my old habits, okay? So that's my hint for this week. We're always looking to talk to organizations about concussions and other things, ergonomics, or even, posture or muscle sprain strain. So if you know anybody, give us a call. I'm Pro Action Health and Performance. I'm Shane Bayless, and hopefully we get results, so will you. Take care. Bye.
Shane, thank you so much. And we're going to go to Kat and then Eric. And just before Kat launches, that is the LinkedIn Live post. So you can track us on LinkedIn and post your details in there. Kat, go ahead.
Hey, everybody. So I believe in you don't know what you don't know. And an example of this is, for example, you guys have all been talking about all the kids coming to your door for Halloween. Now, I've not had kids come to my door for years, and I just thought there's obviously no kids, nobody's interested. I don't really know anybody. That's the reason. But I actually found out the other day that's not why kids don't come to the door, because there's a rule that I don't know that says you have to leave a pumpkin outside your front door. And it's how the kids know you're participating in Halloween. I didn't know that, so I've never done it. It's the same with your business. If you've got a product or service that people don't know about, they don't understand how it works, they don't know why they want to connect with you and your product or service, then they don't know what they don't know. They're not going to connect with you. So what I do is I give you that piece of information, that connection, so that people do know what you do. They do know why you do it. They do know how you do it, and they want to connect with you. Because it's really important that you know what you know, if that makes sense. I hope that wasn't confusing. And I just want to also say, Carolee, congratulations. That's an amazing achievement with your food bank. Thank you, Bernie.
Thanks, Kat. This next promo is if you are looking for launching a website, CRM, the whole 9 yards in that one bucket. Not so much the website, but it's the CRM and having the funnels. We're having an offer, $1 for the month and $39.95 thereafter in Canadian. And there we go. Eric, over to you, and then Jacqueline.
Good morning. Eric Sonego of CA Pros. We are accountants and management consultants. We are located in Canada, and we are itching to see what's coming out in the budget today. I think that there's going to be some surprises. I think that some taxes in some areas are going to go up. I think that some people who are in industries that are being keyed on by the tariffs are going to be given some retraining funds. I think that we are going to be changing who we dance with, in trade. I think Canada is going to become a more universal country, where we trade with a variety of people rather than with one. The problem that we're having today we were discussing it when I was in first year university in my first economics class. That the greatness with Canada was that we didn't have to advertise because we had this giant here selling at 80% of our goods. The weakness of Canada is that we have this giant here selling them 80% of our goods. And what's come now is the other side of the coin, the weakness side. So maybe we will listen. Maybe we will have an industrial policy. Maybe we will have, all of the things that we talked about for 75 years, but we haven't done. maybe we'll do that. But if we do all of that, you're going to need accountants. So if you're going to need accountants, we are at 613-254-7310.
Eric, thank you. And let's hope the budget comes out good for all. So if you need a place to have a quick BAM, good chat, 1745 Courtwood, midway through the city, come on in. And I'm going to swing over to Jacqueline and then Sam. Go ahead, Jacqueline.
Good morning, everyone. I know you took a beautiful deep breath into this chilling sort of weather that we've got. You took a breath, you lifted the shoulders, brought them back, released them down, and you thought about being mindful about your money. I think most people, it's getting to that season where we're busy thinking, what are we going to do for the holidays? Not just the holidays, but what are we going to do for 2026? It's coming along. Eric is thinking you need to take care of your taxes. I think you need to take care of what your cash flow looks like. My job is to empower people. And right at this moment, I'm busy empowering women to align themselves with choices and cash flow. I'm asking them, the collective, to decide that cultivating your balance, not just yoga, cultivating your confidence, not just in money, cultivating your abundance in your life. That's my job. My position in life is to entertain the places and thoughts about what you can do with your cash flow questions. So always when you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, you want to contact your mortgage honey. And a side note, if anyone's looking to make donations to Jamaica and what's transpired in their country, please let me know. There's people who are looking forward to the opportunities for donations. Thank you.
Jacqueline, appreciate it. And next one is furniture retail. So if you have someone that's in that space, have them reach out to Penny Lee. There is a need. Not that we're hard on furniture or anything like that. Sam, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. Morning, everyone. Again, Sam Stores, connectedcars.ca. There's my contact information in the chat. Dash cameras are my main thing, but also do oil changes, brake jobs, minor repairs like that. And well, it's tire changing season. I'm getting lots of appointments now, changing over cars to their winter tires. And some of them, upon request, and if the engine's cooled off enough, I'll do the antifreeze test. One thing I didn't mention was if you crack the block of your engine, you're spending, well, let's look at $5,000 minimum to replace that engine. This little device I looked up this morning, it's $10 at Canadian Tire. So you just might want to have one of these handy. I tested all our vehicles and we have at least minus 35 degrees temperature in our antifreeze for this winter. And that's what you should have, at least minus 35. Let's see here, BAMS wise. You'll see Eric later this week going to do an oil change in his vehicle. And last week, Amelia, Penny Lee's daughter, she bought herself a new vehicle, and I transferred her dash camera that I installed in her previous vehicle over to that vehicle, and it's up and running fine. That's it for me. Sam Stores, connectedcars.ca. Today's mobile electronics without the cost of a vehicle, and a heck of a lot more.
Sam, thank you so much. So if you need someone to cover for you while you're not able to attend one of these meetings, reach out to Mike. Mike will be your substitute. Mr. Tony Jennis, over to you, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bernie. Hi, everybody. Tony Jennis from Hire Yourself. You know, I'm just so grateful being in the community that I'm in. The neighbors are amazing. I had this bike that I wanted to just give away. It was taking up room in my my garage, and my grandson doesn't want it. So I figured I'd just put it out and someone would take it. Well, no one's taking it. This is such a good neighborhood that I want to steal it. So where'd you get that bike? So I had to put a sign that says free. Please take it. So, you know, this is some of the gratitude that if you can just bring some of this in, it changes the energy not only of the community itself, but it increases your energy inside. Be grateful for everything that is around you. The fact that you have food in your fridge, you got a roof over your head. There are people that don't have those things. And, you know, as Carolee has already mentioned, I mean, people are really struggling. They have to get food in other ways because there are so many pressures on things, eh? And this is why that there's, what is it, something like 40,000 charities in Ontario alone. I'm not sure what the numbers are. Mike mentioned it, but it was around 38,000 at the time. I'm sure it's gone up. The needs are just keep going. And the fact that you're doing so well, Carolee, I am just blown away. So way to go. So one of the things that I like to do is that when people come to me, they're always looking for something, not from me, but help get something that's within them to come out of them so that they could see and feel it and be part of it. And when you are looking at the inner world, it's such a vast. It has more mysteries than the ocean or in space, because that's we really are. There's so many mysteries that we have, and we're always discovering things about ourselves. I just received a testimonial from our sound bath that we did last week, and it says I haven't seen this lady in over 10 years. She used to be a client of mine when I had the shop downtown, and then she got a hold of us, and then she signed up for the sound bath. But it says, most of all, thank you so much for hosting such a beautiful, immersive experience where sound becomes the master and you as a true conductor. It was a pleasure to watch you evolve among the plenitudes of instruments. The effect was immediate and lasted several days. I felt a gentle warmth and soothing light feeling inside of me, both within and all around me. I'll make sure that I come to the next one. I realize I need this more than I thought. So it just is. And this is the first time she's ever been to a sound bath ever. So there's obviously an energy here that is deeper. So if you have a chance, so our next one is November the 26th, and we are hosting that again. So so our job is to make sure that your spirits are strong. I've been doing business with Josh. Last night, Josh was amazing. Sunday night, 9 o'clock, had a problem with my website, and within literally 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that, was already fixed. Been doing ongoing business and things with Kat, Penny Lee, and ongoing business with Eric Senego. Thanks a lot, Eric, for everything you do. And back to you, Bernie.
Thank you, Tony. So next prompt is Freshly Brewed Coaching. That's through Wayne Pratt. He's got a book out, a co-written, co-authored with Matt Hawksley. For myself, there's my contact details and information, how to reach me, what I do, podcasting, etc. And as a quick slide this one in, East Trade Winds. And you can also pick up Kat's presentation from a week ago, and the link is there on YouTube. I'm going to stop talking because it's the Josh hour now. Josh, over to you, sir.
An hour. That sounds.
Yeah. I was a little too liberal on that one.
Buckle in, everybody. You guys are in for news of a ride. We're going to talk about tech nerdery for an hour, and you're going to wake up in 50 minutes refreshed. It's going to be so good. I'm Josh Lamb. I own Sterling Grace Technologies. Thank you for all the kind words, Tony. Thank you for the intro, Bernie. And yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what SVT does. So let me share my screen here. Got a little hand presentation, and I'll probably just throw some stuff up on screen here and there as well. So yeah, so who are we? We are SVT. We're Sterling Grace Technologies. We are a 6-person team. Been doing a little bit of growth. So I'm the president. I specialize in web tech, but I also specialize in networking and server support, that kind of thing. We've got Parth, who joins us from India. He is a software developer, deals with WordPress a lot of website related development and getting into SEO and that kind of thing. Carlos here is another software developer. He's more building custom software, supporting custom software. We have a couple large customers that we've built quite a bit of infrastructure for them. And so you can imagine a business that did 15 million about 10 years ago that engages with a company like us and has inflated their revenue. 30-person team have inflated their revenue to about a 40-person team running a $28 million company. So how do you make up the difference there? And the answer to that is you automate the heck out of all your processes. And what's the thing that you want most in your business is something that runs smoothly, whether you're there or on vacation. And so building custom software is a great way to take every step of your customer experience from prospect all the way through to satisfied raving fan, and to put that on rails to make sure that there's no leakage, because you have systems that are automated that your people can drive the car instead of it's the Fred Flintstone mobile and they're all of the horsepower behind it. That makes your people happier because they are less stressed out and they're able to spend more time developing relationships and building a client base, and bringing people into this great program that you built that automates a lot of their experience. So that's what he's involved with, and Parth as well, and myself. That's our software side. Our other team members, so we've got Josh Hyde, who's a tech support specialist. We got Matt Bernard, whom I brought on board in August, who is our network administrator, and they're both phenomenal technical support professionals, and they're very good at what they do. We deal with everything on that side, from I've got hardware that won't turn on. I've got hardware that doesn't start properly. I've got a Windows install that's doing something weird. I have virus problems. I have malware problems. I need antivirus. I need, um, patch management. We have automated monitoring that sees if your computer is on its way to a failed hard drive, sometimes months before that failure actually happens. There are certain signals that are sent by failing hard drives, and patterns as well. And so if you've never heard of smart monitoring, it's basically a technology that's part of a hard disk that notifies people when certain trends are going in the wrong direction. And most computers have drives with smart monitoring on them, but they don't have any monitor set up to listen to this thing when it starts yelling at you. And so you end up with a whole bunch of things showing up in your Windows logs. And sometimes Intel has software that you can install to see these monitors too. But with our software, we monitor and see that ahead of time. Also, things like your disk is writing all the time, which can sometimes indicate that you've been hit by malware that is trying to ransomware your machine. Usually it'll seem like nothing's happening to you, while in the background, your ransomware is encrypting your hard drive while keeping the key open. You don't know that it's encrypting. And then it finishes encrypting the whole drive, turns off access to the drive, and says, we're the only ones with the key, pay us big money. And now your hard drive is done, unless you have a whole bunch of Bitcoin ready to fork over. So our tools can monitor these kinds of things and see them ahead of time. This applies to servers as well, making sure that we have a 4-hour SLA maximum. That's a service level agreement. That means if we can't reply and start working on a solution to your emergency issue within 4 business hours, we will start to credit your account, because that's the accountability level that we're looking to achieve. And so mission critical servers, mission critical hardware on site or in the cloud. We host cloud-based software as well, and hardware. And so, if you're still looking to use QuickBooks Desktop, which is kind of a no-no, as Eric might be able to tell you, it's time to move to QuickBooks Online when you can. Sage solutions as well for like Sage 50, those kinds of things. We can host a virtual machine in the cloud, so that it's basically like you've got a computer, but it's in the cloud. You don't have to worry about disaster recovery, backup. We take care of all of that, and it's accessible to you on the road, still secured with industry leading security practices and that kind of thing. And then Susan is the other kind of key implementer of our team, our office admin. She deals with marketing, and she runs our ship. I brought her on board in August as well, and I think she's excellent and is going to be running my company pretty much pretty soon. So she makes great little graphics like this one that I'm going to share with you. We posted this on Facebook last month. What is the Windows 10 retirement? Some of you may be aware of this. Some of you may have been getting those annoying little pop-ups. Yeah.
Your slide deck hasn't moved, right?
Oh, I'm thought I was
Under presentations of 2 hands and a laptop.
Yeah, I thought I was sharing my whole screen with you and moving stuff in and off of the screen, but it turns out I was sharing just the slideshow. Okay, so here's the pictures of these team members that I've been talking about and theoretically bringing you along with me on. Susan, Matt, Josh, Carlos, Parth, and myself. And here is the artwork I was talking about. So Windows 10, if you've been annoying, if Microsoft has been annoying you with those pesky little pop-ups saying, hey, Windows 10 end of life, and you're still on Windows 10, and leave me alone, Microsoft. Don't ignore those. What does this whole thing of the Windows 10 end of life mean? It means that all of the regular clients using Windows 10 as of October 14th stopped receiving security updates. So if some hacker found a compromise in the Windows 10 operating system on October 15th, you have been sitting unprotected. And what is the solution to this? Well, there are two things. Microsoft is pushing hard with Windows 11, and they have also cut off compatibility. So if you have a computer that is newer than 2017-ish, you're probably okay. If you have hardware from before that, Microsoft is basically just saying, tough luck, you're out of business on that computer. And it's kind of emblematic of Microsoft's somewhat ruthless business practices. They do have a couple valid points. There's a security technology that was released that basically facilitates encrypting of hard drives the good way, where if your hard drive gets stolen, if somebody removes it from your computer, they can't actually access it without it being tied to your computer because there's a security key installed on this little piece of hardware. And most consumer grade computers and a lot of business grade computers didn't have this at all before 2017. Also, basically 7th gen and later is the processors for Intel that they're supporting. So if you have a processor that has an edition starting with Intel Core i5, Core i6, Core i7, and then a 6000 something or less, your computer is not supported. And AMD has a similar setup. I think their Ryzen 7 line is the first time that they started supporting them. And so you can purchase an annual subscription to get security updates, and we can help you set that up. It's going to double every year going forward, and it might just discontinue at some unforeseen point 1 year, 2 years from now. Microsoft is being non-committal on what they're going to do. So we sell computers. We have a pre-built list of computers right from budget, starting at about $750, which in my opinion is the lowest you should be entertaining for a business grade laptop, all the way up to something that has a fantastic performance grade. We've got one with 64 gigs of RAM for those pro users and those users that have like AutoCAD and that kind of stuff. And I think they go up to 1700. So we have 5 computers that we pre-selected to get into consumers' hands quickly. And we've moved a lot of traffic on that. So if you're interested in getting help with upgrading that, or even just guidance on how to get into the extended security updates program, which I think it costs on the order of about $90 Canadian a year, we can help you with that. So that being said, technology audits. Our clients are able to take advantage of one of 2 types of audits. We have a simplified audit for onboarding new prospects who aren't ready to make a commitment to a mega audit. And then we have our comprehensive audit. And if you're a deluxe customer, our comprehensive audit is included in your package. So deluxe customers are 3 or more people. And I mean, if you're only 1 machine or 2 machines, you can still get the deluxe. It just is costed out at 3 people. And then you basically get the advantage of our full software stack, so we can manage your network with the best practices security. My team is well trained on how to manage them. And you also get unmetered support. And so that is, I've got an issue with my computer, I need help, the whole have you tried turning it off and on again thing, and then you get billed for it. Well, no more. Stuff that's in scope, just regular tech support, you give us a call, we help you. There's a flat rate at the end of the month. You don't have to worry about budgeting for your next tech call. Projects, there's a discount on, and so that's irregular stuff and new things that you've never had in your network before. But generally, the day-to-day stuff that happens on your workstations in your office, we can help you. And it's, if you're a deluxe customer, you just have that flat rate at the end of the month. One of the good inclusions with that deluxe is, again, the comprehensive technology audit. This is a 91, actually it's a 92 point audit where we assess everything about your network, things from your security policies, making sure your Wi-Fi is secure enough, making sure that you have data policies, making sure that the people who you allow to bring their own devices from home in your organization have those devices secured properly. And things like servers, making sure that you have hardware that's, you're aware of how old it is, when it's going to age out, and building you planning so that you can have a schedule for when you have to budget to replace, instead of just having everything pop up at once. You can say, okay, I've got 10 computers and 2 servers, and I know that these are going to come to end of life in this schedule, and this is the approximate replacement cost. And so when I'm setting up next year's budget, I know I have to replace 1 workstation and 1 server, and this is the cost it's going to be. And you can start putting aside that money ahead of time instead of having it sneak up on you. Backup strategies, deployment strategies, firmware updates, lifecycle management, redundancy and failover, all that kind of stuff, as well as security best practices. And so this is included in our deluxe plan, and there's a cost per workstation and per server if you don't use the deluxe plan. So that's kind of what we're all about. Our goal is to be as what's the right word? To leave our tech engineer jerk egos at home so that you don't have to worry that when you call me up and you're just like, I put my USB stick in my Ethernet port, that I'm going to laugh at you and tell all my friends and have a good, joke at your expense because I'm the superior engineer. That's a common engineer's attitude in our industry, and I don't like it. And people don't like dealing with those types of people. We want to make your life easy. We want to make you happy. We want to get out of your way. We want to take your tech and get it out of your way. We don't want to make you feel belittled because you don't understand the tech. That's what you hire us to do. And so we are ready and willing to be the easiest tech people you've ever managed with, to make your lives easier. And we have a huge skill set that allows us to be more than just managed services. It allows us to automate software. So once we secure you and get you into the best practices, and you just have an overall positive experience with us, because that's what we aim to deliver, then we take your tech and we help you automate and make your tech go from a cost center and into a profit center. And so our motto is, we make technology that makes you money. So if you're interested in having a new tech partner, not just a tech vendor who's looking to suck out cash from you, but somebody who's looking to be invested in your business and in your growth, looking to help you leverage solutions so that you can actually grow and scale in a way that makes your life easier, we're the partner you're looking for. So Sterling Grace Technologies, I'm Josh Lamb. Me and my team are ready to help you have an easier technology life and help you grow your business. So thanks.
Thank you, Josh. Are there any questions for Josh? So question, yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Thank you, Josh. Just want to pass along that I took the, I could say, the suggestion when Windows 10 was being shut down, and I bought myself a new computer. It's faster, it's better quality, and much happier. And again, I'm happy that I don't have to worry about not having security on my computer. So thanks for your advice. And I think it was back maybe about a month and a half ago, and I took advantage of that and I got a better computer now. Thanks, Josh.
Awesome.
So, Josh, for old computers and old hardware, is there some sort of not necessarily recycling, but a repurposing program out there, or maybe there is recycling?
Yeah, it's there's a lot of gear that's getting decommissioned right now, and we're seeing a big uptick on people using Linux. If you're not familiar with Linux, it's an open source alternative to Windows. It's not quite as easy to use as Windows, but it is built for end users to have an easy experience. And so, especially if you're just using your computer for email, for watching YouTube, for browsing the internet, it's a pretty good tool. And so we're seeing a lot of people install Linux. Ubuntu is a flavor of Linux. There's a whole bunch of different Linuxes, and they're all kind of the same, but they look and feel a little bit different. And Ubuntu is the most common one for just consumer users. And so, yeah, that's one of the primary ways. We're getting some traffic where you'll have people build home labs out of them. It's really unfortunate that Microsoft has cut off the end of life where it is, because there's not a ton of reusability on these older machines. And but I mean, you want to decommission them, you want to safely format your drives when you get rid of them, and then you can recycle them. And so that's something.
What does safely format mean? A large magnet or a truck tire? 2 tons of pressure.
I mean, those are perfectly acceptable solutions. The hard drives themselves are not the problem, it's the processor on board. So theoretically, you could take your hard drive into a new computer and not lose all your files. I don't recommend doing that if you don't have an SSD. So those old those old platter-based hard drives, not making it into the Windows 11 ecosystem very successfully. I think that it's actually a requirement for Windows 11 that you need SSD. But yeah, as a backup, you can take those drives. If you're going to dispose of the drive, most of the time, people assume that you can do what's called a format and then your data is safe. Not true. It's actually really easy to recover data from a formatted, erased hard drive, and just throwing stuff into your trash bin, or even going through a disk format. What that does is it removes what's called the master boot record, and essentially it's a big index of what all the bits and bytes on your computer are, what their file names are, where they're located in your folder hierarchy. So you delete that and all your data is still there. It's just now the operating system can't see it, and it doesn't know that it can't write over it. And so you can imagine that with the right tools, and they are very easy to access. Like, we're talking, my 12-year-old could Google, how do I get stuff that's been deleted off of my drive? And there's a tool called Recuva, for example, that you can just do a massive recovery on, and it'll examine the bits and bytes on your computer, and it will basically say, this looks like a JPEG, this looks like a Word file, this looks like, and allow you to recover them. So a deep format is needed. There are tools that do what's called a deep format. They essentially write zeros and then ones to every bit and byte on your computer's drive. It takes hours. And even after one pass, there's still stuff that could be recovered because of magnetic resonance. And so they'll do multiple passes. For secure data, like if I'm talking to somebody like Eric, I want somebody like Eric to do secure passes like that. And then I want to see physically shredding that drive. And, because there are ways that forensic users can get into data even after you think you've adequately destroyed it with simpler methods. So, yeah.
They have to understand accounting. One last question, Josh. I see in Europe there's a kind of a push to move away from US-based products, software products. Is there an alternative other than Ubuntu?
Alternative to Microsoft?
Microsoft, yeah. That's not
Ubuntu
a US
is your alternative, right? Like,
yeah.
Some people might have heard of Red Hat. or and I'm drawing a blank, Mint, those kinds of things. They're all Linux. They're all just different skin on the same core of Linux. Ubuntu is the alternative to Windows if you're looking for something. Again, it doesn't, if you're a gamer, good luck. You're not going to find much support in that land. But if you're using, they have pretty good productivity tools. They have LibreOffice, which is almost exactly analogous to Microsoft Office. It's got a great Word kind of replacement. Excel uses a tool called Calc, like calculator. There's a PowerPoint sub. There are great mail tools too. I personally prefer Thunderbird, which is an excellent mail utility over even Microsoft, not Exchange, Outlook. And you can use it with all the mail services, Gmail, Microsoft 365, SMTP, IMAP, all that kind of stuff, cPanel. But yeah, Ubuntu is the answer to someone who has a processor that won't support Windows 11, really, or destruction of the drive. Those are the answers.
Thank you, Josh. Does anybody else have a question? Theoretical or real pain? Okay. Leaving the theoretical and pain, and we'll go for a quote for the day. If you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else. As Booker